It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Damn. Well, we got the right part. Here's the old plug, 6-pin. New plug, 6-pin. The oxygen sensor. Put a little seal glide on them threads so they'll go in a little easier. This is the old one. We'll get it out of the way. Then we'll go ahead and snake that new one back behind there. And then get that back in. Get the air cleaner back in. Get all them other ones plugged back up. And then we'll be back. Maybe. We don't know. I've been having camera problems. Screen's working today. Don't know why, but it's working. So we'll go ahead and do some shooting today. Wish I had a place to put this camera, but I don't. It'll even sit somewhere like right here so you can see. It won't. Nope. It won't sit. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, there we go. We're in. You can see the new oxygen sensor in right there. You just hit it with a wrench at the top and you lift that pipe up and go in underneath, and then here's the wire, and then we just route it back underneath over here and plug it in, and then we'll go ahead and plug all those in. Get this out of the way. That's for the mass airflow. Get that sheet metal back up. Get that one bolt back in right there, and then we'll see if she wants to start back up again. And what I'll do is I'll plug my handheld in and show you the codes that it trips. Show you it's bank 1, and then I'll show you the temperature code that it always trips because of this O2 sensor. Now the only way I knew that it was this one is I got a wiring diagram from Thomas up in British Columbia. He's the Volkswagen guru. When we had our messaging system with YouTube, he would forward me PDF files. And what I did is this thing came up a code that had a low voltage on the temperature sensor. So I thought that's what was causing my fans to come on. So if you remember, I put a temperature sensor in. Well, then I got to thinking, all right, let's find out why the temperature sensor is showing low voltage. I traced it back to this oxygen sensor, number 1 on this side, front one, supplies the voltage to that temperature sensor, and I'm always getting bank 1 oxygen sensor is bad. Plus I'm getting, like I say, the dirty exhaust pipes, and I've lost about 4 miles to the gallon, but now I drive this car 100 miles an hour everywhere I go, so that could contribute to it a little bit. So let me button this up. I'll come back here in a minute. We'll see what happens. All right. Now we're going to sneak our little snorkel back here and get it in place. I know it's kind of blurry. There we go. Get that on the intake throttle body right here. Make sure we get this clamp where we need to get it, so we can get a wrench on it. I did have to put 2 hose clamp or 2 zip ties on that power brake booster because it kept popping off. I'm gonna have to go get a couple of twist clamps for that. We did make a little progress. I'm gonna jump off of this subject just for a minute. I did buy some paint for the bus. I bought some clear. If you remember, I had a whole gallon of Burple, B-U-R-P-L-E, a whole gallon. I can't find it. That's right, I can't find it. I lost it. I don't know if I threw it out. It's gone. So I ended up going with another color, and I'll show you that in the next video. But let me finish getting this together. I won't be an hour. I'm gonna get this snorkel bolted up. I'm gonna take the air cleaner apart, make sure the air cleaner's clean, air filter's clean. We'll get, I got all them back up where they're supposed to be. I'll get the snorkel back in, and then I'll show you the codes and stuff. We'll be back. Okay, now is the good time to take your air filter housing apart. There's a screen right here where the cold air intake comes in, which is that pipe there. It goes here and then comes to here and gets all the cold air. It's got a screen. This thing will pack full of bugs, leaves, junk. Make sure you hose it out. Okay, make sure you get the bottom of that cleaned out. Flip it over. Okay, make sure these work. What happens is if this screen gets totally plugged up, these are like a bypass where it can still get air. Do this now, because when this air filter is in place, these are kind of a pain in the ass to get to, these little clamps. This air filter isn't, but just I don't know, 6 months old. It's still in pretty good shape. We're gonna stick it back together. So we'll go ahead and stick the air filter back in, snap the housing back together, and all it does is it sits in them two little rubber grommets. So we'll put a little bit of Slip Easy on here, and it'll just pop right in there. And then this ear has that one long bolt. Goes right in this hole right here. That's it. Then you hook your snorkel up, mass airflow sensor, which is right there. And then your snorkel goes right there. I don't even screw the snorkel back in because it's so tight in that hole, or right here, you don't have to. Because it snaps onto here, I'll even show you. And then it's stuffed in this hole. It never goes anywhere. So let me get the air filter put back together and we'll come back. Now here's that snorkel I was telling you about. Well, let me get this rubber put back. That thing goes up under here. It snaps on there. There's no way it can come out. Okay, let's go read some codes. Put my wrench up. I had problems with that mass airflow sensor plug. Where's my code reader? In the back seat. Okay. Well, that ain't it. That's my oxygen hose from the hospital. There it is. I could pause you guys, but what's the fun in that? Plug the OB2 in. Alright. Vehicle diagnostics. Enter. 03 Passat. Enter. Turn the key on for 10 seconds. Press enter. Communicating. Checking vehicle. Dinging, 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 dinging. Let me close the door. Maybe that'll shut some of the dinging up. Okay, press enter. Okay. See, cooling fan circuit, engine cooling temperature sensor circuit low, oxygen sensor heater bank 1, oxygen sensor bank 1, intake air temperature sensor high input pending. Okay, let's go back, erase codes, and try this again. I should show you what I'm doing. All right, 0 code. Codes remaining 1. Let's read the code, see what the code is. Intake air temperature sensor. Let's see what it does when I start it. Hard to tell anything till you get it warmed up. About to check engine lights out. That's a good sign. Wish I could shut that airbag light out. Unplugged it. Scanner. No, engine light came back on. Alright, let's see what that code is. Hold on, let me plug it back in and see what that code is. Come on, square peg round hole, come on. Oh, come on. There we go. It still says intake air temperature sensor pending. Let's back, race codes, yes, turn key on with engine off, enter, whoops. Still got one code, but it could be that mass airflow sensor. Press enter to continue. Read codes. See what it is. Air intake. All right, let me go mess with the mass airflow sensor and see if I can get this thing to stop. I'll be back. There we go. Mass airflow sensor plug is broken. So if anybody knows where there's a W8, I need, I'll show you what I need. I'll go ahead and shut this off. Oh. This plug that plugs into the mass airflow sensor, all of the Everything that holds all the little connectors is busted. So they're all just kind of janked up in there like a bunch of cracked teeth. So you kind of got to be careful when you put it back together and push it in straight. If one of them gets off sideways, then it throws a code. We got it in there straight this time. But that'll be that. What I'll do is I'll kill this video. The next video is I'll show you the color of the paint.